Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Galvan. Today I'm going to be sharing my best classroom management tips. Tip number 1, be kind and respectful to all students. Students will only learn from you if they know, like, and trust. Students will only learn from you if they know, like, and trust you. It's important to build relationships with students by asking them things about themselves, not just how they did on their test last year or what their highest subject is and their lowest subject is, things that matter to students. That's going to make you stand out from other teachers. Tip number 2, set clear classroom rules. I usually only use about 4 rules and I keep it very simple. So my first rule is always be a first-time listener. Be a first-time listener is very important, especially in the way that you explain it to students. So I always tell them to think about what happens when their mom asks them to clean their room, right? So maybe the first time mom's gonna say, "Mijito, can you clean your room?" Right? Like pretty nicely. The second time they'll say it again, like, "Hey, you haven't cleaned your room." And then the third time it's kind of like, "Ya limpia el cuarto." So slowly parents and teachers are going to be upset if you're not listening the first time. So I always ask students to listen the first time, and if I have to tell them again, I tell them the second time. I'll say, "This is the second time I've told you. If I have to tell you again the third time, it's not going to be so nice." Other classroom rules that I use: keep hands to yourself, and every time that I explain this, I kind of do this little gesture like keep hands to yourself. And so when I say it, I do it, and then the kids will instantly stop touching someone else if they're in the middle of breaking that rule. Rule number 3, be respectful to others. And rule number 4, walk, just to have them not running around the classroom. Tip number 3 for classroom management is use hand signals. So I talked about this a little bit in my last video, and we all know the very basic ones, like I want to use the restroom, you use the letter R in sign language. There are some other ones that I use in my classroom. I did make a sign for pencils, like sharpening your pencils, but it's one that I never put up because one of my pet peeves is for a student to go and sharpen their pencil when you're in the middle of the lesson. So instead of having a hand signal for that, I just have students take care of it in the morning. Another hand signal, actually several teachers told me, like, I'm not gonna have the nurse sign because there's some students that are always going to be there with their finger and they want to go to the nurse all the time. So one thing that I explained to students at the beginning of the year is that you're not going to go to the nurse right away. We're going to try to problem solve before going to the nurse. So if you're not bleeding, if it's like a tummy ache or a headache, we're going to try to go to the restroom first, drink a little bit of water, and maybe wait 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If you're still feeling bad, then okay, let me know you need the nurse, and then I'll go ahead and send you. Tip number 4, teach classroom procedures. When I tell students to stand up, they already know that that's going to mean you have to stand up, push your chair in, and then keep your hands on the chair. This way they're ready to go. And once I ask students to line up, I'm always going to call the group that's closest to the front door first. So wait for group number 1 to line up. Once they're in line and they're in the right spot, then I can ask group number 2 to line up, 3, group 4, and once we're all ready, we can leave the room. Classroom management, tip number 5, assign classroom jobs. So I always have one student that's in charge of collecting the papers, or the paper picker-upper, and it's their job to go around the classroom at the end of the assignment and pick up everyone's paper. Each student also has a number, and this number goes by the alphabetical list. So students with the last name of A are closer to the top of the list, and I keep this class list somewhere in the classroom so that whoever's in charge of putting those papers in order puts them in order by name and by number. And then we staple all of those, and it's going to make it a lot easier for when I'm grading papers. Another popular job is to have someone that's in charge of sharpening pencils. So I have one person that's a pencil sharpener, and this is someone that I've already explained how to use the sharpener to, and they're not just gonna like jam it in there and mess up your sharpener. They're gonna be gentle with the sharpener. So the pencil sharpener every morning will go to each group. They'll go to group number 1, pick up the pencils, sharpen all of those, send them back to group number 1, then they'll go to group number 2, pick up those pencils, sharpen them, and send them back. And so pencil sharpener is a super important job to have. The last job that I really recommend you have is a librarian. So your librarian is someone that's just going to fix up your classroom library, and they're going to make sure that your books are facing the right direction, put them back. They just keep it nice and organized. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 classroom management tips. Please do me a favor and share this video with your teacher buddies. Also, comment below and let us know what are some of your top classroom management tips. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 classroom management tips. Please do me a favor. Blah.